Regulator.
Alright, here we go. And action part.
We all know that the Olympics got postponed, right?
Oh, for real now?
Yeah.
It's done.
So they were gonna have it in July in Japan, but then they took a vote, and 7 out of 10 American Olympians are like, hell nah, motherfucker, I ain't trying to do this. And then so they also asked Germany, they asked people in Poland, and everyone wants to delay it. So now they're gonna have the Tokyo 2020 and 2021.
Oh.
Which is crazy because this is the first time that the Olympics has ever been postponed or canceled for something other than war.
Whoa.
Wow.
And the whole world has to come to a grinding halt because it's over the coronavirus. So they're saying,
Fuck Corona.
I know, there's over 390,000 confirmed cases of COVID-19 worldwide, with more than 17,000 deaths. Every single country has been impacted. And
Wait, how many deaths?
17,000?
There's been 100,000 deaths here.
Just in the U.S. alone.
Well, that's what this motherfucker's saying. I don't know.
Yeah, there's more than 400.
It probably was written earlier, bro.
Was it? Let me see.
Old article.
March 24th.
They wrote it in March.
That's like when we barely
Like
just.
there are 17,000 deaths.
Let me see if there's a more updated information, because then they might be like, actually, it is going on right
3
now.
months Where would you get these articles?
Google them.
You know that
Breaking news: the Olympics isn't fucking go. And my fucking late ass was like, "Word! I didn't even catch this shit."
You caught it, dude.
They have this Twitter account that's like the Internet Explorer. And it's like breaking news: JFK has just been assassinated. Like coming out now. That's where he's getting his news from.
Hey, there's a 14-year-old out there that said, "Word!
Yeah.
He died? Somebody shot JFK?"
Man.
That was me when I opened up the door to all the conspiracies, man. I was like, "Word?
Yeah.
We're bombing nations that we're not in war with? We've been doing that, dude.
I know.
Did you know that? I knew about Al-Qaeda when I was in 9th grade. And the world didn't know about Al-Qaeda until like 11th or 10th
What's the
grade.
difference between Al-Qaeda, Taliban, and then I guess ISIS?
They're all different like groups and.
Yeah.
Do they get along? Are they homies?
I don't think so. Because then even like Al Qaeda or like the Taliban would be like, yo, those guys are crazy.
Really?
Yeah.
It's like the different cartels.
It's like
and
ISIS and.
different factions.
It wasn't. Steve broke it down for me one time, and I can't remember, so it's probably totally wrong. But I thought like ISIS originally was to fight Al Qaeda, and that's why we gave them weapons. And that's
We gave
what
Al Qaeda weapons, the American
then-
government.
To fight the Taliban.
To fight the Russians.
You could literally
Yeah.
tell me anything, and I'd be like, "Oh, that's it."
Yeah, I'm like,
Yeah, because the U.S. helped Afghanistan.
I
with
just
that.
know the U.S. helped one group defeat the other group,
And then they turn
that
on
group
them.
is yeah.
Yeah, so that's Al Qaeda.
oh.
Yeah. So back.
Osama's Al-Qaeda.
Yeah. So then they funded him, and he's from Saudi Arabia. Then now in.
And he went to Afghanistan, and there already existed a group called the Taliban there.
All right, so I got the actual news because I went to Olympic.org to the source. You know, you always got to go to the source. And there's 419 days to go to the Olympics, which means it is going to be in 2021. And it's in July 23rd to August 8th.
Does that mean that we reset the clock now? So now it's like
Like, let's just cancel 2020.
Yeah. 2025?
To-
don't
next
think
year's
so.
2020.
Because they still have like the construction dates, and maybe everything got pushed back for that, but they have like set dates. Like they know in 2024 would be another country. Like they know.
They already know that already, yeah.
Those things like.
So we're not gonna push it back a year all over.
So is this gonna be now it's gonna be, they're just gonna skip a year of
So
what they would
just-
normally
they'll
do?
just-
it's gonna go back on
It'll just be
2024.
shorter.
So from 2021 to 2024 will just be 3 years,
And then go back to normal.
Damn.
which means they only have 3 years to train.
the train, yeah, fucks up that guy's plan. It's like,
It also sucks if you're like, this was gonna be your last year, and like you're kind of getting old right now, and like this was like your peak, and then next year's not gonna be your peak.
Like you're one of those 39-year-old motherfuckers, and now you're gonna be.
it's your last chance to get Olympic gold.
Yeah.
Fuck, next
Well, it's
year.
fucked up everyone in the whole world. So.
What about elections? What if they postpone that? Do you think they'll do that?
I don't think they will. They're,
Yeah.
they're
I
talking
hate
about,
this
like,
sport right now so much.
mail-in ballot.
I don't know. I feel like he might win again because there's a lot of people that love him, and then there's also a lot of people on the Democratic side that hate our candidate. That they're like, I'm not gonna vote for him because I don't like him, but they're.
But Biden just went out and said, "You ain't black."
Yeah.
These are our only choices right now, huh?
What did he say?
Yeah, pretty much.
Oh, you didn't hear about that?
Biden won the nomination, dude.
It's all fucked.
Dude,
Like-
so a couple weeks ago,
Cancel the 2021 Olympics because we aren't gonna have a world.
Bernie had the
There's no
only
world.
chance, man. But you know what ended up happening is all the gram boomers and
He got burned.
he got burned, and then the Democratic the committee fucked Bernie again.
I saw Bernie come out and say that he supports Biden. But
Well, he has to.
He has to.
'Cause he's smart and is like, hey, at least vote for us still as a group instead of not voting and basically voting for Trump.
Biden keeps having some dyslexia problems, bro.
like his memes.
He was getting interviewed by Charlemagne the God, and then like towards the end of the interview, like Charlemagne was basically asking him like, you know, like how are you how are you helping out black people, right? And then Joe Biden was trying to make the point that like, you know, why would you ever vote for Trump, right? Like I'm your best bet. And then he's like, if you're gonna vote for Trump over me, you ain't black. And then that's like, I think everybody was like, oh, bruh, why?
Yeah, if you're not voting Democrat, you ain't black.
Yeah,
or something like that.
You know, like, if you're black and you're not voting like Democrat, then you ain't black. And it was like, oh.
That's the thing about the Democrats is that they like to play that race card thing and like, fuck, man.
Yeah, I mean I don't like that. man.
Identity
I wanna be
politics,
above it.
yeah.
Because it feels so like they're making fun of me. It feels like it's so low to the point where you need to make me feel like I have to vote for this team because of my race, not because I'm smart enough to
Right.
understand reason.
Yeah, I want to know your policies
Right,
and I
let's
want to
talk
know
about
what you're
that.
going to do for the country, not so much like playing to my race identity. I'm like,
It sucks because if he would have said that about like Asian people, I'm like, it makes you be like, I don't want to vote for you because you know, like now it's like, oh, I don't even want to vote for you.
patronizing.
Right.
Because they're probably gonna vote for him anyway if they were gonna vote. But I mean, that's what they're saying about people that like.
That's why I don't like party politics. Because there's always going to be a few wedge issues too. Like race is usually one of them. Women's rights is usually one of them. Like abortion or whatever, pro-life, pro-choice. And then gay rights was one of them. Probably trans rights, something along those lines. It's always like these wedge issues that they go complete extremism on
Yeah.
to hit like the poles, like the extremes of each side.
Did you see that Trump tweeted out the Minneapolis mayor? He pretty much called him like a left-wing pussy for not being able to hold down the city.
Are you serious?
He's like, of course it's gonna burn down because you're a fucking like left-leaning pussy that can't hold down your city.
What?
I'm like, what the fuck? This is crazy.
Damn, dude. Our quote unquote leaders aren't doing a good job leading, man.
No, it's nuts.
So I'm
I
like,
don't know.
cancel the Olympics. Just cancel.
Why does that always happen though? Like, why does every time election time comes, like, there's nobody where you're like, this guy's the guy, you know? Like, I want a Michael Jordan or something. I want a guy that's like, yeah, now there's two really good. It's like a McGregor and Mayweather, like some kind of like two guys up against each other, and you're like, fuck yeah.
Yeah.
I think it's always like, here's 8, and you're like, oh, we got hope. And then it starts dropping out, and you're like, why the fuck did those guys drop out? And then it gets worse and worse and worse and worse. You're like, oh god.
It's like this last season of The Bachelor. Did you guys watch?
Oh,
He picked like the worst people. Like everyone tuned out. They were like, why didn't you just pick the two dramatic ones?
Were they hot?
I mean, everyone was hot.
It's so weird, right? Because when we had the whole Democratic like primaries, there were so many good candidates. I'm like, Tulsi
Was cool.
She's gonna make him go hard. Like,
Yeah.
she's gonna fuck with Trump hard, right? Andrew
Yang.
Yang doesn't even play that route, so Trump will get tripped up.
Yeah.
Because he would force Trump to basically think more intelligent and speak higher.
Right, and Andrew Yang was for the same group of people that Trump is also for. So
Exactly.
Those middle people, yeah.
yeah, so that's interesting to go into debates with. Now it's Biden.
Yeah. Didn't Trump talk to Yang's people about how to coordinate the stimulus checks?
Yeah, that's what I heard.
Because he had the plan for universal base income, and then it's kind of like this all.
Yeah, he's doing that. Like he's doing like an experiment, right? Like in a small town somewhere, and I think everyone just gets $500. So I think when he was pitching the
How do we move there?
Move there for $500 bucks.
But he was like pitching this whole thing where people like were like, well, we don't know, you know, we know it's in Alaska, but we don't know how it's gonna do here, how it affects the economy. So he's like, I want to do a small little case study. I forgot which city, like Rochester or some shit.
Rochester.
And then he's giving he raised like enough for people to get $500 a month to see what the actual effects are if crime decreases or whatever. So that's pretty cool.
You know what's funny is that all these people that were against it, they're getting the checks now.
Right.
Oh.
And then it's like they're seeing how it benefits them and shit. And then they're like, that's so funny.
Andrew was onto something.
Dude, the checks are cool. I mean, the checks are dope because like my parents haven't asked me for money in 2 months. I was like, oh shit, y'all are good right now. Okay.
But I'm wondering like what that's gonna do to Social Security. I mean, Social Security was already fucked, but now like, is it doubly fucked? Like, what's gonna happen?
Like you think it's coming from the same funds?
Yeah, I mean, it has to, right? Like that's where the government gets the money from. So
Damn, who knows? I did see this article where the feds uncovered a $300 million unemployment scam. So, man, they're getting hella sophisticated, right? And it's coming from a lot of West African nations. Like, there's, you know how like we had the Nigerian scammers, right? But they're getting really fucking good at this. Where, basically, you know that whole data hack that happened to Experian and all that,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
So now all that like is out. You could buy that shit. You could buy identities, all that, right? So like now scammers from there and all over the world are using that database to pretend to being certain Americans, and they can sign up and doing all that stuff, right? Yeah, and then so now they're sending out these different types of phone calls and emails and whatever that are job recruiting. So they'll be like, hey, Amazon is offering $400 a week, like to work from home, and you can do all these things. And then so people are like, oh fuck yeah, I need a job, right? So they sign up for this, and then they send a check, and then it's like $3,000, and then they split this check up, and they say, put it here, put it there, sign up for this thing, whatever. And what they're basically doing is they're stealing this dude's identity. They're getting all this information. They're filing for unemployment. They're getting these like accounts, like just maneuvering all this shit. It's like super sophisticated, and then they're basically checking the unemployment money or like cashing that shit out on behalf of you guys. It's nuts. And then these guys think they're getting a job, right? And then the check bounces, and they moved all this money for the scammers, and they're like, where's my job?
Damn.
And they basically, so far they got back 50 million, but I think this was just Washington State alone.
wait, how much did they scam? I thought you said 3 million, but
Oh, 300 million. I think
300
that was
million.
nationwide or that was state,
shit.
but they so far got back 50 million.
Damn, what are these guys? Are they like living like in palaces? What are they doing with the money?
I think it's like a worldwide thing of a bunch of people doing it in volume, so it's not like one group or one person. Yeah, kind of like Nigerian princes, right? There's so many Nigerian princes.
Did you know that in Nigeria, like English is one of the main like languages out there?
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't even know. I was watching 90 Day Fiance, and one of the dudes is a Nigerian rapper named Soulja Boy. And
Really?
Soulja Boy, not Soulja Boy, Soulja Boy.
did he do that on purpose?
I don't know, man. But he has this,
He's
like,
probably an actual soldier.
a soldier.
Soldier.
So he's and he's like he's married to this like older white chick, but they were saying that like English is one of the main languages out there. I was like, oh, I had no idea.
I saw the part where they bought a goat, and she thought she was like, am I getting the white price or am I getting
Yeah, she thought she was getting like bamboozled and shit. He's like, no, this is the price. Just shut up and get the goat, basically. Yeah.